with that said, we saw Antinous and Telemachus squaring up against each other. So, we're gonna see how that goes down in the animation in Little Wolf. Let's go! Oh. It's a more purple. This looks like Cersei's color. And yeah, it's also Duvet on this animation. You all the lessons your daddy never could. Can you tell I like Continuous? Oh shit! He quite literally bit Continuous. And he bit really hard. I somehow didn't notice that the suitors were backing up Antinous in the music here. Yeah. Oh, hey, she has a. Oh. What's going on here? Is your plan to stand around? Athena looks so androgynous here. Uppercut him now. Boom. And she's like got a lot of battle scars on her face also. Which makes sense. She is the goddess of war.
Alright now. Let's try this again.
And clean up his face. You understand this kind of feels. I wonder if any of them can actually see Athena. Dum dum dum. Little wolf fight, fight. Oh, that was a nice scene. Oh, he is bleeding a lot. Make sure your mother hears. If she won't choose a man to adorn her, will bring blood and tears. Yeah. We've really built up the real villain here. That was interesting. No, this is a different animator, so I guess we would see a different design for Athena, because I believe it was GG who drew Athena with just the helmet, and she never took that off. But then now we have Duvet who drew it so that she took the helmet off. She has the scars on her nose and the lips, and also looking very androgynous, which is surprising to me. I always full on thought of her as more of a just she looks completely like a woman. But I guess this also kind of makes sense. Because she fights a lot, it would make sense that she has shorter hair and look more tomboyish. That makes sense to me. So it was a very interesting review to see how Duvet drew her. Let me see, were there any technical things in the animation I wanted to talk about? Yeah, I noticed that the colors used here are basically the same as Cersei's. It's Cersei. Yeah, like the colors are very, very similar. But again, these are different animators, so it's just a coincidence. But again, I thought it was cool. You know, two different animators used a very similar color palette with two different characters. But yeah, again, I really, really like Antinius's design here. I think we're gonna see more different designs of him. When's the next? Yeah, the next time we see him is in the Ithaca saga. I assume for only 2 songs. But it's fine. And then yeah, you have them throwing hands here. And again, Telemachus just seems so small. Like, to be able to hold them up by their neck with just one hand. Either Telemachus is really small and light, or Antinous is really big and strong. And chomp. Yes, I really like that. Literally bite. I do wish that Duvet delayed this a little bit longer, so that Telemachus bites, when they say bite over here, bite and little wolf bite. I wish the actual biting landed here, but the literal biting caught me off guard, and I really like it. It's surprising how hard he was able to bite though, because it almost looked like he straight up took the fingers off. And yeah, Telemachus is basically getting bullied here. Which, again, Jorge made him look really small and pretty weak, honestly. And all of the suitors are very hostile.
Need some help?
And Athena, our favorite goddess, is here. Yes.
Because I suggest
He looks like half dead over here. But yeah, Athena's design, yeah, I believe before it was Gigi, she just had the helmet on. So I really wasn't expecting Duvet to take her helmet off. And like, if you just showed me this image, I 100% would have thought that was a guy. So again, it was a very interesting choice to go with Athena being very androgynous. But again, it makes sense.
That is so sick!
Alright now, let's try this again.
And yeah, just wiping all the blood off. That is really cool.
I've no respect for bullies, those who impose their way in front of. Let's teach this
And then the quick thought is gone, or at least we're back in real time.
kind. One young wolf has a larger heart than all these men combined.
And yeah, it looks like nobody else actually sees Athena. So this leads me to wonder, is it that gods are able to choose who is able to see them? Maybe? And yeah, just this whole choreography. Telemachus using the cape as like a very flexible shield to try and trap Antinous. That is nice. And the impact. Yeah, you like the impact frames. Where is it? There you go. It's always very interesting for me to see the actual impact frames because I don't know. It just like the name suggests, it gives a lot of impact to the visuals. But when you actually stop to look at those exact frames, they seem so simplistic and rough. And it just makes me wonder, why is it that this very rough drawing gives such an impact? Because you're giving less details. I guess it's more about the fact that it flashes a lot that gives you that weight behind the visuals. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool to see impact frames on an animation for Epic. Are we going to see more of that in the upcoming sagas? Maybe in a couple of songs. I I am interested to see how those go.
Show them that you've got some fight, little wolf, fight. Take advantage now and strike.
Bam.
Little wolf, strike. Don't go down without a fight. Little wolf, fight. Little wolf, get up and fight.
Nice hit butt. And then rolling around. Telemachus does seem to fight a lot better all of a sudden, immediately after Athena came in. But then again, I guess the quick thought stuff is still in effect, so it helps him a lot. Wah!
Oh, maybe I pushed you a bit too hard.
And yeah, it is amazing that Telemachus is still fully conscious, despite the back of his head literally bleeding out. He should not be sitting up. He really shouldn't.
Bring blood and tears. You came to my aid.
And yeah, that was it for the visual stuff. It was really nice. I liked it. The whole fight choreography was very interesting to watch. So let's go back for the music.
Fight, little wolf, fight. Wanna entertain me.
Something interesting also. The very beginning we already heard piano. Oh, nice. Yeah. We hear the piano already, which again, Athena is around, like we have established in the previous song. And then now, we also hear electric guitar.
Fight, little wolf, fight. Wanna
Which, as we have established many times before, is when Odysseus is in battle mode. So now, because Telemachus is Odysseus's child, he also inherits Odysseus's guitar, which now that Telemachus is in battle mode, he also gets the electric guitar. Jumping in really quickly here, because I have been made aware after watching Jorge's video about, instruments he chose for different characters. I have been made aware that this guitar here wasn't necessarily made for Telemachus, although I do like my own interpretation of it. So the guitar here, it was chosen actually for Antinous and the suitors. So up until this point, the guitar has been associated with Odysseus, but in Thunderbringer, I have also made this point of bringing up where the guitar is also sort of associated with the status of a king, because Odysseus is the king of Ithaca, and Zeus is the king of the Olympian gods, which in Thunderbringer, Zeus actually gets the guitar. Here, the guitar is given to Antinous and the suitors, because again, the guitar is associated with a king, and what are the suitors all fighting for? The position of the king.
Entertain me. Bite, little wolf, bite. Let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf, strike. Wanna be a man
And the suitors in the back kind of instigating the whole thing.
You've
Hmm.
made your worst mistake here. Might be your last one too. You'll have no
Yes, this is what I think Antinous' instrument is. The cello. Which I actually think it is a very interesting choice, because the other character who has a very low cello, almost a double bass kind of range, is Polyphemus, who is a monster. So I'm wondering if this is the music's way of telling us that Antinous is a monster in his own right. Because for those of us who have already listened to the full musical, we know how bad he is. Not in the sense of a literal monster. So, yeah, I think that's a very interesting instrumentation choice. And then also, you keep hearing that the suitors back him up with their vocals, just like Eurylochus, who has the ship crew as his instrument. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of sort of reference and parallels between the characters here for Antinous, because the cello kind of tells me that he is a monster in his own right, not so much physically, but character-wise. And then also, he has the suitors constantly backing him up also, which kind of tells you that he is like the voice of all of the suitors, like he's basically the leader out of all 108 of them.
mistake here. Might be your last one too. You'll have run out of bones to break when you and I are through. I'll teach you all the lessons.
I mean, I guess they are not backing him up now, but they do come in quite frequently.
Doesn't give out presents just for being good. So fight, little wolf, fight. Wanna entertain me? Fight, little wolf,
But
let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf,
the chugging guitar again,
and then fight.
because Telemachus is fighting.
Little wolf, fight. What? Die, little wolf, die. Don't you
Yeah, all those impact frames.
or because you had to try, little wolf, try. Run away before you die, little wolf, die, little wolf, die.
And I like how the music sort of emphasizes on the words as well. Whenever they shout, fight, little fight. Not just the vocals putting on the emphasis, but then Jorge also made sure to further emphasize it with the crash from the drums. So every time they go in this cadence of ba 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 ba, all of the ba, you hear a crash in the background like psh, 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 which I think is really cool. It gives so much emphasis in those words. And then, yep, you hear the clock ticking, which again is the quick thought. And then also the bum Athena's motif, and then also which is Athena's entrance to the scene.
Need some help?
Cause I suggest you fight.
I love her motif so much.
Uppercut him. Now.
Bam!
How did I do that? This time
Hold on. I wanna hear that.
Uppercut him. Now.
Yeah. Have we heard that second half before?
Uppercut him. Now.
I guess it was right when Athena came in, right? Yeah. Yeah.
To stand or uppercut him. Now.
Dun, dun. I'll figure it out another time.
Do that. This time now moving slow.
No, I just made your thoughts quick.
Oh, that is so sick.
All right now. Let's try this again.
I've no respect for bullies.
And yeah, now that Athena is speaking and taking over the front lines of the music, the piano also comes in.
Let's teach this dog a lesson.
In front of all his kind, one has a larger heart than all these men combined. I love the piano run. Is that? Yeah, I'm not entirely confident with those notes, but I think that's the general pattern. You're just kind of playing the scale downwards.
Heart than all these men combined.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Show them that you've got some fight. Little wolf fight. Take advantage now and strike.
Strike, little strike.
Don't go down without a fight. Little wolf fight. Little wolf get
Get up and fight. And yeah, now it's the suitors versus Athena almost, like in the vocals here.
Oh, maybe I pushed you a bit too.
I'm curious, wait, I need to pay attention to the music here.
strike. Don't go down without fight. Little wolf fight. Show them that you've got some fight. Little wolf fight. Take advantage now and strike.
I think I still hear the piano.
Don't go down without a fight. Little wolf fight. Little wolf get up and fight.
And yeah, over here the piano is gone.
Oh, maybe I pushed you.
Yeah, I was trying to see if that really meant anything. Because like, if the piano slowly faded out, then maybe you could say that that's like a sign that Telemachus is slowly like losing focus or something like that, and which is why he kind of lost. But it sounds like the piano just straight up disappears, so maybe it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, this entire part there's no piano at all. But Telemachus seems to be doing quite well. Yaaaaa fight.
Oh, maybe I pushed you a bit too hard.
Ow. Go back
And the clock stops ticking. He no longer has the quick dot.
years. If she won't choose a man to adorn her, will bring
Blood and tears. And Athena's back. You have a piano again. Tell me, Athena, why you changed your mind? So yeah, that was Little Wolf. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually enjoying this saga more than I thought I would. because I did mention at the beginning of the stream that this was not exactly my favorite saga, but I think a lot of that just came from my head of that one single line in Legendary. It still hurts to hear it. But yeah, I think with the animatics, it really brings everything to life. Because now I'm able to see everyone and how all the fight went down during these last two songs. So yeah, that was really really cool.